Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. And of course, wherever you are tuning in from around the world, I want to welcome you to the channel. And if you're a regular watcher, you know what to do. Smash that like button. That gets this content out to more people and helps grow the channel. And of course, comments and questions, love those. I get back to those as quickly as I can. If you haven't joined an ever-growing community, click the subscribe button and you'll be notified when there's a new episode. There's links below in the description, including links to join the greatest community out there, the Stocks with Josh Discord. You can get signed up. I am in the crypto channel on a daily basis there, engaging. So a big shout out to that amazing community there. All right, let's talk about what happened in the market. We saw a liquidity flush out. There were too many people long. The open interest was too high, and the 25x leverages got flushed out. Okay, and so we can certainly see that one of the indicators that I have taught on this channel, if you click below on my cheat sheet, I've got some free training resources. The Life-Changing Gains series, episode 4, I actually cover this in detail. But as we can see here, the last few times that 10,000 Bitcoin was wiped out in open interest has marked a bottom in prices shortly thereafter. So let's see if the same thing shakes out this time. Okay, and so when we talk about the different indicators, we've got indicators like the fear and the greed index. This is one of the indicators that I use when is a good time to buy. That's why I picked up, because we went down into fear, and we're actually almost in extreme fear, and we could get down to extreme fear, and I might pick up some more positions there. But you can see anytime we've been down in fear or extreme fear has tended to be good times to accumulate in this market. And then we talk about open interest here. We've got the open interest. We can see what I was talking about. So we've got the fear and greed index. We've got open interest. And you can see that there was a big flush out. Open interest started to get up too high again. And down we came there, down we came here, and it's starting to build up again. So stay tuned on that. The funding rates have turned a little bit negative there. So again, that's generally been a good time to buy. The dip funding rate negative, tick, open interest maxed out, tick, and has popped back down again. And then, of course, we have the fear and greed index, which has bottomed out as well. The long to short ratio, we've still got more longs than shorts in the market. So we may not be done. We may get a little bit of a relief here, and there could be some more flush to the downside. So just stay tuned on that side of it. But there is some bullish narratives happening, such as the Bitcoin exchange reserves are at all-time lows. Okay, and generally exchanges will have to bring their own inventory onto the exchange, and they generally don't like to do that. And so one of the ways that they can get your Bitcoin is for the price to go up, and then people sell and take profit. They get your Bitcoin, but also they can push Bitcoin down, and Bitcoin can go down. And what does that mean? The short-term holders panic sell, and they get Bitcoin that way as well. And exchanges do have low reserves. Coinbase under 1 million remaining. Binance particularly low at 44,100. Had to move 30,000 from their personal cold storage to support their exchange liquidity. So we could see a bit of a supply shock there, but there's certainly some reason behind the volatility. Now, also some bullish narratives is every single time Bitcoin after the election, what have we seen happen? We've seen some good upside. We are here now. So could we see this continue just like last time and then take off after the election? Let's wait and see what happens. So here you can see the global liquidity has hit an all-time high of 95 trillion. And historically, Bitcoin has followed that global liquidity. So let's see what shakes out there with that. And then goodbye to the Bitcoin lows. We are here. Is that going to be the case? Will history repeat itself? Let's see what happens. Bitcoin peaks 480 days after the halving. Generally, we're currently 130 days after the halving. That means we should have about a year left to go, possibly around September of 2025. If that continues, we could see a little bit more move to the downside, but history tends to think these are good buying level opportunities. Okay, goodbye ETH. Is that what we're going to see? The crypto money flow has not been kind to ETH. Bitcoin dominance has skyrocketed. Solana dominance has skyrocketed. Binance dominance has also been on an uptrend, not quite as much as the other two, and ETH dominance is dropping heavily. I think we could continue to see that drop as well. One of the issues I've had with ETH is they keep adding to the supply. I think 60,000 ETH being added to the supply. There's no cap supply on this coin. I sold my entire HODL position and I bought other coins that since went 100%, 200% in some cases. And so that turned out to be a very good trade. I still do have my ETH ETF position. I still have an ETH swing trade. I do still think ETH will have its moment in this bull run and can certainly still get to that $10,000 level, which I do expect it to get up to. Speaking of some other altcoins out there, Casper has been absolutely crushing it. And I did sell my Doge HODL bag and put it all into Casper. It's the most revolutionary crypto according to Travel Lab Crypto in the last 4 years. You can still make 28x on it in this cycle. In my opinion, if Cardano and Sol could reach 100 billion last cycle, I see no reason why Casper doesn't hit and surpass even 100 billion. And we're going to look into how that could work on our secret little, it's not really secret, it's out there on the internet, market cap calculator. Okay, we also have Render. Now, if Render does the same as Theta, which is just 13 billion, then Render can actually get to $33. Imagine if Render actually gets to the Solana current market cap. It would be pretty cool. We're going to have a look at that. Casper and Render are two coins. I identified 6 coins in my video a couple of days ago. I'm not going to go over that here. Go and check it out. That video, I covered those 6 coins. Render and Casper were 2 of those coins that I'm extremely bullish on and have been accumulating more heavily in these dips, okay? Ondo Finance, I've been seeing a lot of people frustrated with Ondo. It's not really moving. Sui is actually, the Sui network is actually tweeting about Ondo Finance. And so I think there are some bullish narratives there. I'm not selling my Ondo bag. I'm holding that Ondo bag. And I certainly think Ondo can do quite well. And we're going to look at that in a moment. So one of the lovely indicators that I use is the crypto market calculator. So if you look at Casper, if it had the current market cap of Sol, which is not there at 90 billion, it's about 70 billion, I believe. So about 20 billion short of where Cardano got to, it would be at $2.78, which is a 17x from here. So I think it's Casper can certainly make those kind of gains. But let's have a look at Render here. Render, if Render gets the market cap, current market cap of Solana, it's $174, okay, which would be a 28x from here, okay? Let's look at Ondo. If Ondo was to get to the same market cap of, and I have done a whole video on this, by the way, you can check it out. It's called This Changes Everything. It would get to $47, a 69x, which is why I ain't selling my Ondo. Now, however, if you look at Doge, and this is why I have sold my entire Doge position, in profit, by the way. I was in profit on that, 46 cents. If it gets to Solana's market cap. So, which is just a measly, what is that? A measly 4 or 5x there. So this is why you've got to be looking at the tokenomics. Look at the market cap, look at the supply. Is the supply capped? Doge's supply is not capped. Like Ethereum, it's not capped, okay? But the supply of Casper is capped. The supply of Render is capped, and both supplies are not crazy supplies. Obviously, Ondo has some good tokenomics, in my opinion, even though supply is not all out, and there is a big unlock happening in January. But just see what the kind of potential we could see from Ondo there to get to around $47 to $50, maybe even $60 if it was to get to what Cardano got to in the last cycle. Okay, so just very important to think about that. Also, I want to talk about what has Bitcoin done after rate cuts. Bitcoin after rate cuts has been very bullish. In fact, the overall market has generally tended to be more bullish than bearish. In the last 6 rate cuts since 1991, I did some research into this. The market went down twice, but went up 4 times. And the last 2 times, the market went up. So a lot of people are saying, oh, if there's rate cuts, the markets could crash. Yes, there could be some temporarily push to the downside, but generally they have been very, very good buying opportunities. In fact, Bitcoin in a recession environment has marked bottoms, as has the stock exchange as well, if you look historically. Now, sure, in a recession environment, you do see prices drop down, but those tend to be good buying opportunities, not times to be selling. And so when there are dips, I am accumulating, because I do believe that the Bitcoin cycle will play out as it normally has. So don't listen to the FUD. Don't listen to those who are, oh, there's rate cuts, the market's going to crash, or we're in a recession, Bitcoin won't do well in a recession. I disagree with that. I do think there could be some lower levels that Bitcoin can come to, some lower levels that the stock exchange could come to, but overall, I am bullish on the Bitcoin narrative there, okay? So what do we want to see? We're going to jump over to Bitcoin, and then we're going to wrap this video up here. And look, what can we see here is very simply the 200 EMA on the daily level. We just keep really hammering away on that. And it's important to note that we go down and then we go up above it. And it just tends to be good buying opportunities, not time to panic sell your Bitcoin to Binance, okay? What is the level we need to reclaim? We need to reclaim the 61,300 level. This is where we broke down from, okay? And so it's very important to note that. And then where could we be drawn to? I think the 57,500 level, which we almost got down to, that's kind of been the a level there that we do want to hold. If we lose that level, then there are more liquidation levels coming down at around 54,000 to 56,000, okay? Now, of course, there are liquidation levels higher to 65 to 66. So what are the levels I'm looking to the upside? Is 61,300. Of course, we want to hold this 200 EMA on the daily, which is sitting at around 59,700. We're above that now again. So this turned out to be, again, in my opinion, a good buying opportunity. And look what we're creating here. We've created a low, a higher low, and another higher low here, okay? And we've created a higher high. So now we need to get back above this higher high there. So first of all, we need to get back above the 50-day moving average here. And we also need to get back above this key level of 61,300. If we can get back above the 50-day moving average, if we get back above 61,300, our next target is around that 65,000 level, which we need to get up to. And of course, there is a lot of liquidations there at 65, 66. And then that's going to create a higher high for us there. Now, of course, if we break down from here, and then of course from there, we can move up to where the real heavy liquidations are, 73. Mark my words, the market makers are going to take us there, because there is a lot of shorts that are going to get absolutely smashed once we get to that level. But how long before we get to the level, how long does that take us to get there? And so if we look here, we break down from this level, and then we've got, again, support here right about where we are. But to the downside here, certainly the 57,500 level, that's my support level. We lose that, and then we come into that 54,000 to 56 level. We lose that, and then we come down to that 51,500 level, which I don't think that we lose. There is liquidations levels down to 46,500 to 49,500. I'm not sure we go down there. If we did, it would be a bit of a flash crash down there just to grab those liquidations, but that would be it for me. I wouldn't see any lower than that. Personally, I feel it's more likely that we will hold and continue to chop around in these ranges that I have identified with Bitcoin. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to share some of my other thoughts in the Discord around some of the altcoins and some of those levels. So if you want to jump in on the Discord, I'm going to share some charts and what I'm doing in there. I wanted to keep this nice and brief for you so that you could be able to trade and get your orders in. But certainly, if you look back at a couple of days ago, I've got the altcoins that I'm trading in these dips, and I'm accumulating more heavily than the others. And so check those out. A lot of those levels are still relevant, of course, both to the upside and the downside. And I will be updating in the Discord. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much again for joining and tuning in. Really appreciate your support. And until the next episode, happy trading.